personnel, there's one item that both committees need to consider. So I will start off with Director Cooper taking the role for Budget and Finance.
Chair Toombs is here. Allen, I know she is here. Benedict, Druffel, Glover, Mendez, Porterfield, Roten, Sledge, Suara, Syracuse, Vercher, Young. That's 9 present. That is a quorum.
Councilman Rutherford, do you want to take the role for your committee?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The chair is present. Vice Chair Hauser. Councilmember Roberts. Councilmember Suara. Councilmember Taylor. Councilmember Withers. Councilmember Young. Thank you. And Personnel Committee has a quorum.
All right, the bill that is before both committees is Bill 2021-740. If I can find it. Creates the positions of Transportation Chief Engineer, Assistant Director, Transportation Director, Planning Deputy Executive Director, Safety Administrator, and Veteran Service Supervisor. Can I get a motion from the Budget and Finance Committee? So, Director Cooper, so I've got the motion for Budget and Finance. That we just go ahead and do our vote and then let personnel do their vote?
Yes, we can do that, or he can go ahead and get a motion at the same time, and then we can have
Okay.
and then take the vote.
Okay. Councilman Rutherford.
So for the Personnel Committee on the same bill, do we have a motion? Do we have a second? Motioned and properly seconded.
All right, we are on the motion to approve Bill 2021-740, Toombs, Rutherford, Murphy, and Nash. Once again, creates the positions of Transportation Chief Engineer, Assistant Director, Transportation Director, Planning Deputy Executive Director, Safety Administrator, and Veteran Service Supervisor. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Councilman Rutherford?
And for personnel, is there any discussion on the bill? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
All right, that concludes the business that's before both committees, and we will move on with the rest of the agenda for Budget and Finance.
Yep. Personnel is adjourned.
All right, for Budget and Finance, there is a consent agenda. I will read the items that are on consent. If there's anything that needs to be pulled off, if you could please raise your hand and let me know what those items are. Resolution 2021-960, 961, 962, 967, 968, 969, 970, 971, 972, 973, 974, 976, and Bill 2021-741. Is there anything that needs to come off before I read the captions? Oh, thank you. All right. Resolution 2021-960, Toombs, Welsh, Sawara, and others approves a grant from the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services to the state trial courts to provide the Tennessee Certified Recovery Court program at the Davidson County Residential Drug Court to enable the establishment of adult and juvenile drug court programs to address the needs of nonviolent offenders. Resolution 2021-961, Toombs, Sawara, and Porterfield approves a grant from the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services to the Davidson County General Sessions Court to provide Tennessee Certified Recovery Court Program services to include intensive court supervision, mandatory drug testing and substance abuse treatment as an alternative to adjudication or incarceration. Resolution 2021-962, Toombs, Welsh, Swara, and others, approves a grant from the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services and an amendment from the Tennessee Department of Children's Services to the Davidson County Juvenile Court for a safe baby court to serve at-risk children. Resolution 2021-967, O'Connell, Toombs, Welsh, and Sepulveda approves a shuttered venue operators grant from the U.S. Small Business Administration to the Nashville Municipal Auditorium to provide funds to maintain ongoing operations and maintenance of the venue due to COVID-19 restrictions of the past year. Resolution 2021-968, Toombs, Taylor, Welsh, and others approves grant funds from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services to the Metro Action Commission to support activities pertaining to the prevention, preparation, and/or response to the coronavirus disease. Resolution 2021-969, Toombs, Van Rees, Welsh, and others approves a Racial Equity and Arts Leadership Program grant from the National Endowment for the Arts to the Metro Arts Commission to support expanded professional development opportunities and equity training for Nashville-based arts leaders. Resolution 2021-970, Toombs, authorizes the Metro Department of Law to compromise and settle Metro government's claims against B&B Laser LLC. Resolution 2021-971, Toombs and Gamble, approves a port security grant from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to the Office of Emergency Management for equipment to enhance current land-based and maritime response capabilities. Resolution 2021-972, Withers, Toombs, and Van Rees, approves an in-kind grant from the Friends of Shelby Park and Bottoms to the Metro Board of Parks and Recreation to provide improvements to the Shelby Community Center basketball courts. Resolution 2021-973, Toombs, authorizes the Metro Department of Law to compromise and settle the personal injury claim of Fredasia Green against Metro government in the amount of $10,300. Resolution 2021-974, Toombs, Nash, Withers, and others, approves an agreement between CSX Transportation and Metro Public Works for payment to CSXT for costs incurred due to maintenance and repairs of 4 bridges over CSXT Jefferson Street, Hamilton Avenue, Eastland Avenue, and Sitco Drive. Resolution 2021-976, Toombs, authorizes the Metro Department of Law to compromise and settle the personal injury claim of Charles M. Davis against Metro government in the amount of $35,000. And Bill 2021-741, O'Connell, Toombs, and Murphy approves the sale of approximately 536 square feet of remnant property adjacent to 11th Avenue North. Is there anything that needs to come off of consent? Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda? It's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Moving on to Bill 2021-752, Toombs and Murphy adopts the 2021 through 2022 through 2026 through 2027 capital improvements budget for the Metropolitan government as the official capital improvements budget for fiscal year 2021 through 2022. Can I get a motion? It's been properly moved and seconded. Do we need to do the re-referral in committee? Okay. Okay. So can I get someone to amend that motion to approve and re-refer to Budget and Finance? All right, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve and re-refer to Budget and Finance. Is there any discussion? Councilman Mendez?
Thanks. So, Chair, there's 3 items that for third reading I'm going to file amendments, and I just don't know whether today is the day to talk about questions we have or whether we're going to do that at a different session or third reading. Do you have a preference?
I'd rather do it at third reading.
All right. Then I'm just going to mention briefly what the 3 projects are that I plan on submitting an amendment for, and people can take a look at them if they want. One is item 21 WS0021. It's for $16 million of revenue bonds for the water department. I'm going to file an amendment that I think will be welcome from the administration, or at least not objected to by the administration. Next one would be 21 WS0020, which is a $43 million worth of revenue bonds I'm having a conversation with the administration now about that. And then the third one is 22 FI 0004, $50 million worth of revenue bonds. And again, having an ongoing conversation with the administration. But for all three of them, I anticipate having an amendment. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Bill 2021-736, Toombs, approves the budget ordinance of the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County for fiscal year 2022. I need a motion to approve and re-refer to Budget and Finance. It's been properly moved and seconded to approve and re-refer to Budget and Finance. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Resolution 2021-963, Toombs, authorizes and provides for the issuance and sale of general obligation bond anticipation notes in an amount not to exceed $375 million at any one time in the form of commercial paper of Metro government. Authorizing and providing for one or more dealer agreements, issuing and paying agency agreements and liquidity facility agreements, and providing for certain other matters related thereto. Can I get a motion? It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Councilwoman Allen?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Can we just get a quick explanation if this is the same kind of commercial paper that we've done in the past, or if this is a different type of anticipation note?
This is exactly the same as we've done since 2003. Each program is only for a specific duration, and the current agreement with the liquidity provider is nearing the end, and so this is a new agreement with another bank to serve as the liquidity facility, but the overall cap is the same, and the terms are the same as the existing program.
Thank you. Is that 375 the overall cap, or is that part of several?
That is the overall
caps
cap for this program.
For this program.
Particular. Yeah, there's another, somebody, Mary Jo, maybe, I think there's another program that has another amount at maybe 200 million.
Let me find where. I don't see them on here.
The other component was 325 million.
So that's a total of 700 million
Yes.
for Metro government, and then there's a separate cap for water for commercial paper, or is that still active?
Yes.
And
there's a
that's
different
400
cap.
million?
Yeah, between 3-4.
Okay. And those are the only two programs we have for commercial paper, is that correct? Okay, it's
Yes.
just handy to know what's out there. Thank you.
All right, is there any additional discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Resolution 2021-964, Toombs, appropriates $14,366,600 from the General Fund Reserve Fund for the purchase of equipment and building repairs for various departments of the Metro government. Can I get a motion? Is there a second? It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Resolution 2021-965, O'Connell, imposing an additional fee on the sales price of services and tangible personal property sold at retail within the Downtown Central Business Improvement District, and to authorize an advisory committee of retail business operators regarding the use of the additional fee. Can I get a motion? It's been properly moved and seconded. Councilman O'Connell, what number is that? Councilman O'Connell, you have an amendment?
Yes, I do, and I'd like the committee to please consider that, and I'm happy to speak about the bill as a whole, or the resolution.
Can I get a motion to approve the amendment? It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the amendment. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the amendment, say aye. Any opposed, no. Motion carried. Now we're on the resolution as amended. Can I get a motion to move the bill as amended? It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the resolution as amended. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Resolution 2021-966, Toombs, Wells, Swara, and Porterfield, approves mayoral conditional approval and acceptance of a local government coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds established by the American Recovery Plan Act of 2021 from the U.S. Department of the Treasury to the Metro Nashville Finance Department and allocating certain funds to aid in Nashville's recovery from the coronavirus pandemic. Can I get a motion? It's been properly moved and seconded. On to discussion. Councilman Mendez, you have an amendment?
I do have an amendment. I'd like to move it with a brief explanation.
All right, it's been properly moved and seconded. Back to you, Councilman Mendez.
So this resolution, thank you for bringing it, Councilmember Toombs, sets up a financial oversight committee for the new federal relief dollars, and the amendment just spells out specifically that all the meetings of the financial oversight committee would have to be publicly noticed, open to the public, and broadcast live if possible. If not, then recorded and aired within 48 hours. There was some snafu over apparently getting the bombing oversight commission meetings public and to be broadcast. And I guess in an effort to avoid whatever that confusion was, the amendment just spells it out here specifically.
All right, is there any further discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. We're now on the resolution as amended. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the resolution as amended. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Moving on to bills on second reading, Bill 2021-727, Roberts, Toombs, Murphy, and Nash declares surplus and approves the disposition of a parcel of property known as 0 American Road. Can I get a motion? It's been properly moved and seconded. Councilmember Roberts has an amendment. Okay. It's just a housekeeping amendment. Can I get a motion to approve the amendment? It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the amendment. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. We are on the bill as amended. Can I get a motion? It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the bill as amended. Is there any discussion? Councilwoman Allen?
Thank you, Madam Chair. This was deferred in planning because I have, as a member of the Affordable Housing Committee, have just asked the housing builders if they would just ensure that this property truly is not buildable. And they're about to all come to that same conclusion, but I've still got one more to hear back from, and the sponsor said she's okay with deferring one more meeting. So I'm sure she'd love to go ahead and get the amendment out of the way, but if we could defer as we did in planning after we amend it, then that would allow for this one last review, and then it may turn out that somebody decides they actually can use it, or we know that we've thoroughly vetted it at that point.
So we're on the bill as amended. Do you want to move to defer one meeting?
I would like to move to defer as amended one meeting.
It's been properly moved and seconded to defer one meeting. Any discussion on the deferral motion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Bill 2021-737, Toombs, establishes the tax levy in the General Services District for the fiscal year 2021 to 2022 and declares the amount required for the annual operating budget of the Urban Services District. Can I get a motion to approve and re-refer to Budget and Finance? been properly moved and seconded to approve and re-refer to Budget and Finance. Any discussion? Councilwoman Allen?
There we go. Can we clarify that this is amendable on third reading? It is. Okay, thank you.
Any additional discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Bill 2021-738, Henderson, Suara, O'Connell, Johnston, and others, amends the Metro Code regarding source selection and contract formation. Can I get a motion? It's been properly moved and seconded. On to discussion. Councilwoman, oh, there you go, right there. Councilwoman Henderson, you have a substitute?
Yes, Madam Chair, I do have a substitute. It includes all the original language from the first bill with some additional language particular to debarment and suspension from the administration. So it's basically Chapter 4 Procurement Code, just combining two aspects of that. And I would be happy to answer any questions or a motion for the substitute, please.
All right. Can I get a motion to approve the substitute? It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the substitute. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Now we're on the bill as substituted. Can I get a motion? It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the bill as substituted. Is there any discussion? Councilwoman Henderson, did you have anything additional?
I do not, unless colleagues have questions. Happy to answer them.
All right, I don't see anyone standing for further discussion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Bill, we did 740. Bill 2021-742, Toombs and Allen, declares a parcel of property owned by Metro government located at Brick Church Pike, unnumbered, to be surplus, and authorizing the sale of the property to Habitat for Humanity for the purpose of constructing affordable housing. Can I get a motion? It's been properly moved and seconded. There's also a substitute, which is mine. I would like to move my substitute. It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the substitute. The substitute just provides more detail on the deal. This is a really good project for District 2. It includes Habitat for Humanity will be purchasing a parcel of land. On one portion of it, they will be building 26 new affordable homes for sale. On the other portion, they will be building out a usable park. And in addition to that, they will also be making substantial renovations to the Parkwood Ballpark, which is a privately owned park by a nonprofit that's been around for decades. Many children have played baseball at the Parkwood Ballpark, and it's been in bad need of repair for a very long time. And so this is really good for the community, and I would ask that my colleagues support the substitute. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the substitute say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. We are on the bill as substituted. Can I get a motion? It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the bill as substituted. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Bill 2021-743, O'Connell, Toombs, and Murphy approves a purchase and sale agreement between Metro Government and Piedmont Natural Gas Company Incorporated for a parcel of property and improvements located at 800 2nd Avenue North. Can I get a motion? It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Councilman Mendez?
Thanks. This is, I guess, Mr. Jameson or Mr. Cooper?
I don't know.
There we go. From the analysis, it looks like there's a lot going on with this property. The mic keeps going out.
My apologies, like the screen is just blinking, I don't know what's happening. Like, what's happening?
All right, thank you. Hopefully that little glitch goes away for the rest of the evening. I'm just going to ask a little bit about the background. While we're having technical difficulties, Councilman O'Connell tells me that it was deferred in planning, but still, if we could just get a brief explanation, Mr. Jameson, I'd appreciate it.
Can you hear me now? Thank you, Councilman Mendez. Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a piece of property that Metro originally acquired from Piedmont's predecessor in interest back in 1989 for about $1.9 million. The proposal is that Piedmont would then be acquiring it from us now for $4.2 million. What sits on site now is the Clifford Island building where, among other departments, social services is located. What has been discovered since the 1989 sale was that the method of natural gas production that occurred on site for decades during the gas company ownership left a remnant product that constitutes an environmental hazard. Piedmont retained a consultant and Metro retained a separate independent consultant to evaluate this toxicity. Both confirmed its presence. Both confirmed an exorbitant cleanup cost. Our consultant listed it at about $24 million cost. Piedmont has agreed, in addition to the purchase price, that they would then endeavor to be solely responsible for its cleanup, then offer to Metro the right of first refusal on a subsequent purchase opportunity once cleaned up. Our consultant also identified, unfortunately, the problem that the toxic material is slowly migrating to the north, with the understanding that this area is clearly going to be developed in the future if we can avert that environmental liability with the sale to Piedmont. That is the primary intention by Metro Legal in this case.
And thanks. Just one quick follow-up. I didn't get a chance to read all the documents, but do they provide that Piedmont will not only do the cleanup but indemnify Metro in case Metro were to somehow get dragged into having cost for the cleanup?
I believe so, and that will continue beyond the purchase.
Looks like it.
I'll leave it at that. Thank you, Mr. Jameson. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chair. I'm glad it's deferred because I have some more questions as well. And mine relates to the, looking at the appraisal, I think it says it's about 17 million. In doing the appraisal, did the company not factor the cleanup into that number? I was just trying to figure out if it is now valued at 17 million, we're selling at 4. I understand the cleanup part of it. And when I try to look at the details of it, it seems as if not everything is cleanup related, some is demolition and things you would typically do on a land that you are developing. So have we tried to separate that cleanup costs from regular demolition and all of that? So do we have anything to that? I'll be glad to get the answers later since we're deferring it. But I just thought those are the things that jump out at me.
Sure, Councilor Lady. The appraisal is simply the property appraisal. It does not include the environmental cleanup liability. Also keep in mind that the environmental liability, the cost is also calculating third-party costs. There's the cost of just doing the cleanup itself, removing the material, but also the neighboring properties should they assert any liability on our part. So the cleanup can perhaps be done for a substantially lesser price than the potential high estimate of 24 million, but that's what the environmental liability could consist of.
Okay, all right. Do we also consider post-cleanup value of that property? Right now is 17 million. I'm just trying to figure out whether it's a good deal for us to sell it at 4. I don't know. I don't have all the numbers yet, but did we look into after it's cleaned up, will it be worth more than all of that, even more than what we paid, considering that area is actually growing?
No, that's a great question, and there is some admitted speculation in how you value that. And so the way that we have addressed it is we would have, by having the right of first refusal, we're going to be meeting the market price as indicated by their next buyer. In other words, as long as we meet the offer of what a willing buyer is offering to submit, we have the right to retain the property for that sales price. Okay. But in terms of what that number will be, there's going to be some factors down the road into what the value of the property will be, what the surrounding development has occurred in the 2 years it's likely going to take for the cleanup, and so forth.
Okay, all right. I think it would be good if there's a way to have that, because what I would hate to see is maybe it might be much more cost effective for us to pay to clean up and then sell it at a higher price, depending on what that will be. So if there's a way to get that number, I think it would help the conversation. So thank you.
All right, is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in, actually there was some discussion over deferral, but I didn't hear an actual deferral motion. It's been properly moved and seconded to defer one meeting. Is there any discussion on the deferral motion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Moving on to bills on third reading, Bill 2021-694, Hall and Hurt, requires the Metro Department of Water and Sewerage Services to review all existing culverts, inlets, storm drains, and ditches within the T2 Rural Neighborhood Policy and T3 Suburban Neighborhood Policy for compliance with current stormwater management manual standards, and to provide a report to the Metropolitan Council by January 1st, 2023. Can I get a motion? Can I get a motion to get it before the committee? Okay, thank you. It's been properly moved and seconded. Councilwoman Gamble, you have a second substitute?
Yes, thank you, Chair. The second substitute cleans up the language a little bit so that it relates to the overall stormwater master plan that will be required, that will include all of Davidson County, including the T2 and T3 transects. In fact, the report will include a component that will break down by district and by transects, and it also extends the date from January 1, 2023 to July 1, 2023. And I'll ask Mr. Jameson if he has anything to add to that as far as just cleaning up the language and making it more broad as to what the stormwater master plan would include.
Thank you, Councilmember. Thank you, Chair. No, you're exactly right. The Councilmember nailed it on the head. This does make it commensurate with the master plan that Metro Water Services has initiated, also makes it countywide, and gives them 6 additional months because you're adding geography to the study. So we appreciate your collaboration.
Can I get a motion to approve the substitute? It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the substitute. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. We're on the bill as substituted. Can I get a motion? It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the bill as substitute. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Director Cooper, have I forgotten anything? All right, that concludes the agenda for Budget and Finance. Meeting is adjourned.